So how do we improve quickly in Tetris 99? This is a question I get all the time. People will ask me, how many years have you been playing Tetris? How did you get so good? When did you start playing seriously? So in the wise words of Jonas, the 7-time world champion of classic Tetris, it's really simple. Build flat and get fast. And honestly, that's a tip that will take you very far in any form of Tetris, whether it's Tetris Friends, Tetris 99, Tetris Effect, single player, marathon. This is the core fundamental of Tetris. It's just merely building flat and getting fast at the game. Now, unfortunately, Tetris 99 is not the type of game that focuses on this concept. And what I mean is that it teaches players to simply be the last man standing, to be defensive, to out-survive your opponent. And even though the game, it certainly helps to build fast, it's not the primary emphasis that new players are naturally going to learn. They're going to think about how do we mitigate damage more so than how do I build fast and clean and do damage to other players. So if you're getting new to the game and you want to improve your fundamentals, here's what I suggest you do. You play 40-line sprint on any other client. Now, my personal favorite, just because of the simplicity of it, is TetrisFriends.com. This is what I used to play when it was on Facebook. And I really found that I went from a casual to like a decent player by playing Sprint and grinding that game. It's a really simple mode. You just play and try to clear 40 lines as fast as possible. And what this does is it forces you to think of new ways to build faster and more optimally. And I think that's like the most important thing to learn when you're playing Tetris. And so over time, you begin to realize like, as you mess up and as you do things less than like perfect, you begin to realize, hey, like I could have done this instead and you could have built better. And this will naturally lead you to a progression of building flat and building your board a lot more accommodating. Because when your board is lopsided, it's not clean, you have to think more, and that puts a delay in between the time you take to put down pieces. Whereas if your board's nice and flat, you naturally build faster. And that's a skill that you would learn quickly if you just played the game, even without me telling you that. Now, I know the game doesn't really focus on T-spins. It focuses on just building 4-line Tetris clears. But overall, like, I think T-spins are really good, and they certainly do add to your game. But your overall core gameplay, or like 90% of your game, can be done without doing a single T-spin. And you can still win the game and be a very strong player in Tetris 99 if you just do Tetrises or back-to-back Tetrises or, you know, those little combos that don't necessarily include a T-spin. So what else can I say? As you kind of continue to play and try to push your time to new records, you will naturally begin to think about every little thing you can do to shave off precious seconds. This is something I mentioned before. And this will quickly transfer into your speed in improving in Tetris 99. And some of the good things about building faster is that, first off, it helps you do a lot more damage. Your DPS will go noticeably higher because you're sending more lines in a smaller period of time. It also allows you to cycle through your pieces much quicker, meaning that if you frequently find yourself not getting to that L, J, or line piece that you need to clear lines, and you frequently are frustrated and go like, oh, like I needed just like one more second. Well, building faster will help you cycle to get to that piece you need. And furthermore, it will also help you play defense. When you need that piece to defend against an attack, you will get to the right piece quicker if you just build faster. And that's something I noticed that actually kills a lot of people, is because they panic, they build too slow. And that's what ends up leading to their death in the game. But building faster helps mitigate those kind of issues. Now, in general, I would say that most people in a 40-line sprint will probably finish in the 2-minute 30 to 3-minute 30 mark, which isn't really bad. Like, you know, if you're a new player, you're still getting familiar with the game. But I highly suggest you just keep grinding, and eventually, you know, if you get decent enough, you should get to about like a 2-minute mark over time, and then you should immediately see some improvement to your game. If you go from 2-minute 30 to 3-minute to all the way down to a 2-minute time, then you'll notice in your Tetris 99 game you're moving a lot faster. And if you really want to push yourself, this is probably the first like notable benchmark, is if you can hit a 130, which is a big push from 2 minutes. But if you can get there, I would say you're probably in the top 10 percentile of Tetris 99, and you're going to be a threat in almost every game you play. If you want to really take it another step further, then you can try to get a 115. or even a 1 minute. And on my personal time, it took me a while to go from 130 to 115. I eventually did it, and it took me like 1 to 2 months of grinding to get from a 115 to a consistent about 1 minute time. I would get like a 102, 103, the occasional 59. And if you want to work even faster, you just keep pushing yourself, and you'll become a really phenomenally strong player if you just keep grinding this. So my personal record has been about like a 47 or 48 seconds on Tetris Friends, which is pretty good. It's something I can't really get anymore, but even when I go back to working on my fundamentals and my speed, I still see that I can get 55 seconds pretty often. And you can see that speed translates into my game, and I'm able to make quicker decisions because I practiced it so much. Whereas I feel like if I just played Tetris 99 all the time, I'd never grinded sprint, I'd probably just be like an above average player at best. So really just highly recommend building speed, and if you just keep at it, you keep grinding, you're gonna improve at a freakishly fast rate. So I highly recommend just grinding 40 line sprint, and you'll immediately notice the dividends when you play Tetris 99. Hope you guys enjoyed that cool tip. If you want to hear more or want me to elaborate on another Tetris fundamental, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Also want to advertise my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Tafokins. I stream on most nights from about 9 p.m. Pacific time to about 2 a.m. So if you want to watch me live, go ahead and go to twitch.tv/Tafokins and give that a follow so that whenever I go on, you get that notification. Thank you.